Magic Christmas Tree. Timothy Michael Studios presents. Legend has it there's an enchanted forest that grows magical Christmas trees. Each year, a tiny tree is planted into a golden pot. It's loaded onto a big truck and brought from upstate New York. Arriving on December 1st in the middle of the city. One year, a little girl and her dad went ice skating near the tree. As they skated, the dad slipped and fell, sliding on his bum. While he wasn't looking, the little girl saw the tree grow right before her eyes. "Daddy, Daddy, did you see that? The tree is magical," she shouted. The dad turned around and was shocked. The tiny tree had transformed into a towering giant in just seconds. The father and daughter stared in awe at the towering Christmas tree, its branches glowing with magical lights. "Daddy, I told you it was magic," the little girl exclaimed. Suddenly, the golden pot shimmered and Santa Claus appeared, smiling warmly. "This tree brings hope and joy," he said, "and your belief in magic makes it special." He handed the girl a tiny golden ornament, same color as the pot. "Keep this and never stop believing," Santa said. As Santa disappeared into the tree's glow, the two stood hand in hand, filled with wonder. Every year they returned to remember that magical night, and the little girl never stopped believing anything was possible. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays from Timothy Michael Studios. Stay tuned for more stories and be sure to hit the subscribe button. Merry Christmas. Christmas Eve Miracle. Timothy Michael Studios presents. On one Christmas Eve night, all the children were checking their sight. They couldn't believe their eyes. Were they fibbing or telling lies? They saw a carrot walking in the snow, getting chased by a scarf with a red bow. There were 5 small lumps of coal on fire. The swing in the tree was a tire. 2 twigs from the tree fell to the ground. All of this commotion didn't make a sound. 2 buttons blowing in the breeze. Then, in the time of a sneeze, the snow formed into a bright light. The moon shined down from space height. A figure appeared all white from the snow. I bet you can't guess. I bet you don't know. Oh, you are correct. It was a snowman. Smiling happy, he stood there waving his hand. "Merry Christmas to all," he said aloud. He started singing carols tall and proud. With a wink of his eye and a touch of his nose, he finished singing, and then nobody knows. He vanished in air out of sight. All that was left was the sound, "Good night, and may your Christmas be merry and bright." You are the one that brings the light. Timothy Michael Studios wishes you all a very Merry Christmas. Stay tuned for more stories and be sure to hit subscribe. A Christmas Cold. Timothy Michael Studios presents. 1 year getting close to Christmas Day. Santa's workshop was working away. But old Santa Claus was feeling ill. He didn't think he could have the will. Who would go out and deliver the presents? What would they do with his absence? The elves were frantic in the North Pole. What could they do to fill this giant hole? They sent out a letter to all the parents, informing them of the declarance. The letter explained Santa was not coming. Enclosed in the letter was a magical humming, a ring filled with jewels that shined. This magic ring they would find. The sound of the hum spoke softly in sound. The parents listened closely, gathering around. The elves were explaining and pleaded. The parents' help was drastically needed. On Christmas Eve, at the stroke of midnight, one parent from each house, shortest height, would put the ring on and disappear, arriving at the North Pole to reappear. They would gather all of Santa's gifts, then magically back home with the ability to lift all the wrapped toys and fun, helping Santa and his elves get the job done. Christmas was saved in spite of the cold. The trees decorated and presents shining bold. Merry Christmas came as regularly scheduled, and Santa's elves hard work and meddled in Santa's affairs, which saved the day, and Christmas stayed magical in every way. Merry Christmas. Stay tuned for more stories. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Hope you all have a very happy holidays and a Merry Christmas. Elf Origins. Timothy Michael Studios presents. You ever wonder where elves come from? What is their origin? Who are their mums? Legend has it, it's an old wise tale that most cannot believe. So let's set sail. Elves are old and wise and born many times. When they vanish, they reappear, new bloodlines. A new mum and dad where they live their lives. An elf only lives from newborn to max 5s. You see, when a baby falls asleep, they are transported while counting sheep, where they magically appear on top, talking and walking and working in Santa's shop. They work for Santa building toys. When they wake home without making a noise, the magic comes from the North Pole. It's a creation right out of Santa's soul. Whomever shows the biggest cheer is chosen first of every new year. The 5s head back into the mix. Santa closes his eyes and heart does the picks. The people that shine most with Christmas spirit send music, all notes, for Santa to hear it. This process rolls on and on through time. Search deep in your heart and you'll find that Christmas spirit is a real thing. Share it all year and it will bring joy and peace throughout the whole land. And if you're filled with Christmas spirit, you were once an elf and now you feel it. Spread the spirit. Share this with someone. Stay tuned for more stories and be sure to hit the subscribe button. And from Timothy and Michael Studios, I wish you all a very Merry Christmas.